Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 31 of our Coordinator Climb series here on Football Coach College Dynasty. This is Jonathan Carbon, and as we discussed the tail end of last episode, we here at Vanderbilt are in for a world of trouble. This is the SEC East Division. I share it with six other teams. Every single team, to a man, is ranked in the top 20. Bama at 5, Georgia at 7, Auburn at 11, South Carolina 13, Florida 16, and finally Tennessee at 19. And us, humble Vanderbilt, ranked 30th. We have the least talented team in our division. We have the least talented offense, the second least talented defense, and the least talented defense in Florida has the best offense in the country with an 89 led by junior quarterback Michael Godoy, who just decided he wanted to gain 8 overall points, 9 arm strength, 5 accuracy, and 9 IQ. I'm jealous, just a tad. So, where we currently sit, we are in year 6 at Vandy. We never really came close to jumping ship for a different school until the end of the past season, where we were offered the Oklahoma job and said no. I'm very jealous of Oklahoma's division. Sure, they got A&M, but Texas not having a good save. Mississippi State sucks. LSU's been disappointing. Arkansas, I made the argument that if we wanted to make the SEC championship game and win it, that would pretty much have to be done at Oklahoma, because at Vandy, we're competing with juggernauts every single time. And at a certain point, that just doesn't get fun. So I am operating under the assumption that, our time at Vandy likely won't be a long one in these past couple seasons. This season might be our last. I think the reason I stayed is I believe we were 1 year away. So if we're not, who knows? We do have a very interesting recruiting pool this year. We are going after a 5-star, a very nice quarterback, 4-star. So I'll talk about all of that after this week 1 game. Just a quick recap from last episode. The athletic director wants us to win at least 6 games or the division. If we win the division, I mean, that probably means we're a 1-loss team and we're doing great. 6 wins, I think, is doable. We have gone 3-0 and out of conference in nearly every year at Vandy. This year out of conference, we're on the road at Purdue, home against one of our old teams, Louisiana Tech, and home against currently ranked Duke. So if we go 3-0, that just means we need to win 3 SEC games to hit 6. We have a new silver donor this year. So Diamond donor and the new silver want us to have a linebacker earn all conference 2 golds. One is to beat Tennessee. The second is to convert 47% of third downs. The second silvers have a QB earn all SEC. And finally, bronze for us to pass for 250 yards against the Duke Blue Devils. So that is where things stand at the moment. We have 3 player promises. First is to junior corner Calvin Beasley to play in 40% of snaps. He is the 3rd QB on the depth chart, so that should come pretty easily. Desmond Covington, O-line, playing 60% of snaps. He is currently our 5th O-lineman, so he should get that. And then finally, kicker Brady Poon, who redshirted his first JUCO year. He wants to be our starting kicker, and surprise, surprise, he's our starting kicker. So I think our depth chart looks really good. I think the obvious issue kind of staring us in the face is we are one linebacker injury away from having probably the worst linebacking room in the SEC. If Kellen Haney gets injured at any point, our dream of having a all SEC linebacker probably goes up in smoke. But enough of that. Let's get into the first game against Purdue. We're favored by 7.5 points. The game is at Ross Aid in West Lafayette. They have some 4-star recruits visiting. Good on them. This is the first time Vandy and Purdue have played in this save. Not only did Tails fail me, but Purdue elected to defer. The AI doesn't do that a lot. All right. We'll start with the ball. And Brian Eccles immediately with a 14-yard run. His longest run of last season was probably about that. I joke, but it's kind of true. So if he doesn't have a good year, he might be the most disappointing transfer I've ever had. 3rd and 3, let's try middle slant. And it's successful. Davis Hines gets me 17. Very good. Roger Navarrete gets me to the 21. Philip Brinkley to the 11. Navarrete again to the 6. I'm going to run it once. Only a yard isn't great. Let's try hitches. There we go. Colin Chang, the transfer wide receiver, with the touchdown reception. And they return the kickoff 67 yards. Fair enough. Fair enough. Purdue in real life, as an alum, I can say this, is the worst Power 4 football team in the country. We'll see how they do against us here. And Kellen Haney with the sack. Purdue punts. How's Purdue been in the save? Not very good. They've made a handful of bowl games, but only finished above 500 once. That's rough. We were offered the Purdue job when we took the Vandy, and my argument was I managed Purdue in another save, so I didn't really feel like double dipping. Brian Eccles goes backwards, but Davis Hines gets me the first down. Very good from Brinkley. Damian Perry getting involved. Folks, do we have the greatest offense in the country? Many are saying as Aiden Walls gets me a rushing touchdown. We're up 14-0. I think one thing I did want to do more this season is man coverage as we move away from zone, as Xander Richard, the converted safety, has forced and recovered the fumble. That'll do nicely. And Christian Van is catching passes, and Roger Navarrete, touchdown off the play action. Methinks the backups are going to come in on this game. I have a sneaking suspicion. They convert the 3rd and 11. Oh, no. Kellen Hanley forces a fumble. Enrique Vincente recovers. It's not looking good for Purdue. Hashtag analysis. We're running a bit more play action, I think, because one thing we've struggled with, despite being an air raid team, is the deep ball. And I think play action could help us get a bit more of that. 3rd and 8. Let's try Z shallow cross. No dice. Incomplete. Brady Poon's first ever field goal attempt is good. Very nice. Incomplete. All right. Purdue punts again. So far, so good. And Palmer is sacked. Why did I jinx this? All right. Gregory gets me to 3rd and 4. And he gets me the first. Very good, sir. Our offense is doing really well. Defense also has forced multiple turnovers. A lot of this could just be that Purdue sucks. Let's Let's be clear on that. But it's nice to be moving a bit. 4th and 1, and we'll go for it with a QB sneak. Palmer gets us the first. Thank you, sir. 3rd and 3, we're going to run it. There we go. 1st and goal at the 9. I am keeping my eye on the old clock here. There we go. Aiden Walls runs it in for another touchdown. We're up 31-0 at half. Are we the greatest team in history? I think we'll just run it here. There we go. All right. So we're up 31-0. We're averaging 6.7 yards per play. I hear that's pretty good. That'll do nicely. Purdue does start with the ball, though. Maybe they got something up their sleeve. Nope, 3-and-out. Oh boy, yeah, this would be the game I would attend. Oh, Colin Chang, 26-yard pass. All right, 3rd and 5. Let's see if we can get him with a deep ball. Slot corner. No dice, incomplete. I'm gonna punt. For the first time today, we punt. The engage 8 there failed miserably. Yeah, they're starting to get past the zone. There we go. We stop them on 3rd down. They're going for it again. I'm just going to keep the blitz. And they passed it. Wow. Okay. They passed it on 4th and 1, did not get it, and thus are forced to punt. There we go. We convert to 3rd and 4. That's huge. Let's run the ball a bit more. And Brinkley goes backwards. That's what I get. Play action works. We're in the red zone again. And Brian Eccles receiving touchdown out of the backfield. 38-0. Oh boy. Yeah, they're getting us a little bit more on the big plays the second half. So they convert the 3rd down. That engage 8 was inspired. But they punt. All right. Backups are in on offense. So that means we're going to see some of Talon Finley at quarterback, who is essentially going to be our backup QB for 4 years, unless anything crazy happens. In recruiting, 3rd and 6, the play action works. We're to the 30. Look at us. Oh, the play action. I think I'm just understanding that Purdue fundamentally is a very bad football team. Incomplete. All right. We'll kick the field goal. The backups on defense force a 3-and-out. Very good. And we punt. And that'll do it. We beat Purdue 41-0. Our biggest win in terms of points, probably in school history. Very, very good. We averaged 8 yards a pass, 4 yards a run. Some of that yards per run is hurt by, the garbage time, lack of success from some of the guys. But Palmer was 23 of 28, 3 touchdowns. Walls had a pair of touchdowns also. Very, very good from the offense. Defense pitched a shutout, multiple turnovers. There we go. That's how you start off a season, by destroying and blowing out the team that you should. Very encouraging. Now we just hope for no injuries. It's like Alex Palmer out. Yay, no new injuries. Cool. And are we ranked? No. 27. You suck, game. All right. Oklahoma is ranked. I knew it. Okay, so of the SEC teams, and again, after realignment, there are 14. All right. Currently, on my schedule, I am playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm playing every other SEC team that's ranked besides A&M. At a certain point, it just feels personal. But hey, we got the win. I'll take it. All right, let's look at recruiting really quick. So, as I said, we are looking at a 5-star running back, Casey Atkinson. He is most interested in Washington, so that's who we're going to be competing with for a bit. I have scheduled a visit for week 12, Washington week 11. But I mean, he immediately walks in and he's my best running back next year for all intents and purposes. He is a superstar. He's got good potential, can catch, ball security is good. I don't care about the 68 strength because that's, he's not a power back. So I think he's awesome. The QB we're going after is JUCO QB Gabriel Gibbs, who is more interested in TCU than us, admittedly. But, he would redshirt for 1 year because Palmer would be a senior. And then the sky's the limit with him. I think the IQ may be a touch low, but he's got A-minus potential. And he's going to have, ideally, 2 off-season games before he even steps on the field and takes a snap. So that'll hopefully sort itself out. He can schedule a visit, and Georgia is one of the interested teams. So now my question becomes, do I schedule him against Auburn, where it's going to be complimentary visits, or do I schedule him against Georgia? That is the question. I think I'm going to do Auburn. Schedule him there. Anyone else want to schedule? Jorge Avery, the JUCO lineman. I'll add him to the Georgia contingent. Anybody else? Luis Sykes, who is a wide receiver I discovered off stream. Great speed, A-minus potential. I actually scout him once. Yeah. Catching's a little shaky. Memphis scheduled him week 11. So I'll schedule him in the week 13 then. Swift, who I took off my initial list. For those that watched last episode, I added him back because he's got A potential, and I'm going after a bunch of other safeties. So I think even if we don't get him, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I'm going to have him also join the Auburn game. All right, and that is that. So Gibbs, like I said, Atkinson are big 2 guys. JUCO linebacker Gilbert Barr, who I'm competing with Ohio State for his signature. He's just a really well-rounded linebacker. Not very athletic, but, athleticism can explode at any good time. Good in coverage also. Very solid. Boston Goodman, very raw, speed demon, but he has A-plus potential. That'll do. Our future kicker, Carmine Bush, B-minus potential, good power. Accuracy needs work, but... And then other than that, it's just your classic, high potential guys. I am going after 4 safeties, which is kind of funny. Grayson Cho, I think, would be a corner without question. But, Braylon Wiley, maybe he plays year 1, maybe he doesn't. But Thomas Gibbons and Braulio Swift, good depth options, good cover guys that I would like to get in the building, as it were. All right, so let's just sort by points ahead. Currently, we're ahead on 18 of my 23 targets, which is pretty good to start the season. Last year, we didn't end up spending that much NIL money on recruits. We did, however, spend it on to retain guys who threatened to leave in the transfer portal. So I think that is definitely something to keep in mind. Shout out to IU, who I guess is going to try to catch me for Goodman. Fair enough. Good luck. But yeah, I mean, we're already like we're ahead by 1,000 points on 9 recruits already, and it's only week 2. So if we can build out a good lead, we could have some early signings. Unfortunately, the game doesn't always work like that, and it's very annoying. But you know, what can you do really? All right, so Oklahoma. Week 1, they beat Temple by quite a bit. They have an injured top wide receiver, which is rough. Wow, looks like, yeah, they got a really good defense. They have 2 good corners and a dream. Fair enough. Whoops. I see. I wish the AI would move like safeties to corner more, or just do position changes in general. I feel like the AI doesn't utilize that nearly enough. All right, the game is in Norman. Oklahoma's favored by 4.5 points. They have 4 recruits visiting, including a pretty decent looking unathletic linebacker. So far in the sim, I've only played Oklahoma once, and depressingly, they upset us and beat me by 14. So I am here for vengeance. There we go. All right, we're going to defer, start with our defense out there, and a 44-yard kickoff return. I think we're back to having the worst special teams in the country because that was the thing for the first couple years. 3rd and 2, I mean, I'm just going to keep blitzing. Oh, they got 2 yards. Tragic. There we go. Braden Almanza, starting safety with the sack. And they convert on 3rd and 13 and do an end around for a touchdown. Well, after allowing 0 points in all of week 1, Oklahoma gets the touchdown in their first time of asking. And we go 3 and out, but they muff the punt and we recover. Why, thank you. But we failed to convert on 3rd down. Man, it's not looking great for us so far on the offensive side of things as Oklahoma is just walking down the field. Wow. Yeah, we could not stop them there at all. Methinks Purdue might be the worst team in the country. That might be my takeaway. Incomplete. 3rd and 8. There we go. We get the conversion to Roger. Let's see if we can get a long drive going, get a score. There we go. Convert on 2nd and 8. 12-yard run. Okay. Calma. Goodbye, calm. All right, we're at the 12. Corner strike only gets me 3. 3rd and 3. I'm going to run it once. And if we don't get it, I'm going for it. We don't get it. Eccles is stopped. 4th and 1. QB sneak. We get the conversion. All right. 1st and goal at the 2. 2nd and goal at the 2. 3rd and goal at the 1. And Eccles runs it in for a touchdown. All right. We're on the board. All right. I think, yeah, they have our number. Diego Pierce tackle for a loss, though. Pretty good. Man. There we go. Clutch tackle for a loss by Kellen Haney there. 3rd and 1 to 4th and 4. Very good. We have the ball at our own 7. So I'd like to get, there we go. We get a 1st down. Cool. Because if we go 3 and out there, punt, they need like 10 yards for a field goal. 3rd and 1. I'm going to run it. And we don't get it. I'm going to go for it. Nope. We don't get it. Yeah. That's essentially gifting them points, but what can you do? All right. They get a field goal. We have 45 seconds left. All 3 timeouts. Let's see if we can get something going here. 12-yard pass is a pretty good start. Play action failed. 3rd and 5. We'll try middle slant. There we go. We got the conversion. We're out of timeouts, though. 2nd and 3. 56-yard field goal from here. We'll try it. No dice. All right. All right. Down by 7. We do start with the ball. That was a pretty bold field goal attempt, I admit, but rather take the shot. 3rd and 3. Let's pass. We get the conversion. Thank you. Incomplete. 3rd and 7. Let it fly. Nothing. There we go. Brady makes the 45-yarder. We're chipping away at their lead. All right, I need to stop calling that free safety blitz. They're getting it every time. 3rd and 2. Send the house. They get a 14-yard run. Man. All right, we hold them to a field goal. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, 7-yard sack, and then a 4-yard sack. Guys. Yeah, our 3rd down conversion rate right now is 40%. Yeah, they burned our blitz there. Tackle for loss from Diego Pierce. They make the 49-yarder. Well then. 31-yard pass to Gregory. Let's go. All right, so their kicker's range is about 50. Somebody log that in the background is Felipe Brinkley, Aiden Walls. They're having fun. And Brian Eccles runs it in for a touchdown. I am going to go for 2. And we get it. All right, it's a 2-point game. My argument being to make it a 2-point game is if they get a touchdown, doesn't matter anyway. But if they get a field goal, a touchdown wins us the game. And if they get nothing, a field goal wins us the game. There we go. The zone blitz actually worked. 3rd and 7. Incomplete. They punt. Okay. A nice 9-minute drive that ends in a touchdown. That's the goal. That is our goal. A 0-yard run on 1st down does run counter to that. 3rd and 3. Let's pass. Hitches. There we go. Gregory gets me the 1st. We're moving. There we go. Our running back room is looking really solid so far this season. There we go. We convert on 2nd and 8. That's big. I mean, I'm just going to keep running the ball. Like, we're burning so much clock. Oh, Aiden! Aiden Walls fumbled. Unbelievable. We had the game in the bag. 2.5 minutes left at the 11. We had the game in the bag, and Aiden Walls fumbled. Man. Yeah, and they rattled off a 40-yard run. That's game. That is unfortunately game. We're just going to blitz them again. All right, they kick a field goal, so we have 22 seconds left, no timeouts to score a touchdown. And Palmer is immediately sacked. That's game. I had just said our running backs were doing really well. Like, we had the game won. We had the game won. We had taken 8.5 minutes off the clock. We were at Oklahoma's 11, and Aiden Walls fumbled. Like, that was the perfect drive. We were going to burn some more clock, wrap it up with a field goal or score a touchdown, and Walls fumbled. That sucks. I mean, that's the loss that you look back on and like that loss that could cost us the SEC. That fumble, very disappointing. I mean, we only got one sack the whole game. Yeah, that was man. We had that game in the bag. All we had to do was not turn it over. All we had to do, and Walls fumbled. Man, that's disappointing. We would have been ranked too, and half our team's hurt. Oh boy. All right, so Colin Chang goes down, and that's a major injury. So he's done. Well, we're gonna get another look at Mauricio McMillian, and then what were the others? Darren Allen. That's only for a week, so I'll just move him to inactive and give Raymond Veal some playing time, I suppose. Kellen Haney. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of want him to play through it because our linebacker depth is like non-existent. So I'm gonna keep him out there. But man, that loss is infuriating. Like we had it. We had the game won. Like Georgia lost, Auburn lost, Tennessee lost, and Florida lost. They all lost. Man. Uh that's infuriating. All right, let's look at recruiting. Uh-oh, TCU offered money. They offered money. I'm not offering money until like we get close to our um, recruiting visit. All right, I can schedule visits. Tight end. Honestly, yeah, let's just for the guys that I'm insanely ahead on, let's just see if I can get them committed in week 4, like earnestly. My kicker. Kicker I'll do like week 10, I think. Let's do the Duke game. Thomas Brock. We'll do the Duke game. Brennan McDaniel. Duke. That everybody. Ooh, Braden Wiley. Yeah, I'm looking at a lot of safeties. He can be Georgia. Curtis Fox, the QB. Duke. All right, cool. So yeah, I'm not going to offer money to any of the recruits until it gets close to the recruiting visits, because that can sway so much. I hope I can get some of these guys just committed in week 4. That would be very nice, personally. I would like that a lot. All right. Well, after that extreme disappointment in fumbling away the win to Oklahoma, we now face number 9 ranked South Carolina, who beat Ole Miss, who again is no longer in the SEC, They're in the American. No comment there. And then they beat Mississippi State. Okay. So far, player promises. Beasley is not getting a really great snap percentage. That is something to keep an eye on. All right. Now I'm just so mad. They're favored by 10.5 points at home. They have 3 recruits visiting, including a 4-star O lineman. So far in the sim, let's see. South Carolina, they beat me 3 times, but then I beat them last year. So let's see what we got this time around. We lost a game because of a fumble. Oh, man. All right. Good luck, defense. 3rd and 1, you already know we're bringing the house. It did not work. Folks, wow. They just walked down the field there. No, they made it in. We stopped them on 1st and 2nd down. You know what? 4 verts. Send it. 32-yard to Gregory. That'll do. And then 2 negative plays. But then 4 verts works again. 26 yards. Should I just run the 4 verts offense? Oh my God. They went backwards again. I'll kick the field goal. If it was 4th and 2 or 4th and 1, I think I'd go for it, but 4th and 3 is a touch far. And they convert on 3rd and 10, because of course they do. Wow. Man. 3rd and goal at the 2. I'm just going to blitz them again. They get a touchdown. Our defense is leaving much to be desired these past 2 games. And we punt, and they have great field position. Yeah, look at that. They're just walking through our defense. There we go. Sacked by Nicholas Durham, but they make the field goal anyway. We're down by 14. We get the completion there, thankfully. I was ready to yell at somebody if we didn't. 4th and 1, I am going for it. And we don't get it. That tracks. Good sack there, and Gregory takes the punt to the house, and Brady misses an extra point. Hold on. Let's observe something. Our former kicker, Blaine Larson, who's a kicker for us for 4 years. You know how many extra points he missed? 0. He was 120 for 120. Brady Poon, in his 3rd ever game, misses an extra point. I don't ever want to hear that man complain about playing time, ever. Defense gets a stop. Well done, lads. And the offense goes 3 and out in tragic fashion. All right, we get the ball again. Oh, boy. We have 1 timeout left, so never mind. We have 0 timeouts left. See if we can at least get in like long field goal range. 49-yarder. Send it. He missed. Well, we're down by 8. Our kicker has left 4 points on the board, which isn't nothing. I'm essentially a 4 verts offense at this point. Make of that what you will. I don't think play should be nerfed like when the half switches. That seems a bit silly. Palmer is sacked again. Not great. 3rd and 2, bring the house. And they get it. Man. They're just moving with a will as they kick the field goal. Clutch 3rd down conversion there from Roger. Thank you, sir. Maybe we just, love finding ourselves in third and longs. We are the third and long offense, as it were. There we go. We're in the red zone. We got to get a touchdown. I mean, field goal here, it's a nine. No, field goal here, it's an 8-point game, but our defense has been way too shaky, so we're going for it. Hitches. There we go. Gregory gets me 4. We're at the 9. I'll run it once. 3rd and 2. We're going to pass it. Touchdown there. 5-point game. We are going for 2, and we get it. Okay, 3-point game. Huge drive. Defense gives up a 30-yard pass. And then an 18-yard pass. We can't help ourselves, as it is now a 10-point game. 3rd and 4, throw it. Thank you. And Palmer is sacked. Costello goes backwards, and we punt. There we go. Defense gets a stop, though. Okay, the second play action worked. The first one really didn't. Incomplete. All right. 7-point game. Defense needs to get a stop. 3rd and 1. South Carolina converts. And that's that. Out of timeout. Man, we're in trouble. I mean, we were 6. They outpossessed us, which doesn't happen often. They ran the ball 45 times, which is rather impressive. And our running game, I mean, like, Walls didn't touch the football. Like, Eccles ran it 10 times, Brinkley ran it 6. They just stuffed our run game. Only 2 sacks in the defense. Poon missing a field goal and an extra point was tragic. And we're 1 and 2. And with 2 losses in the SEC, I mean, we're not making the SEC championship game. No team with 2 losses in this sim has ever made it. It's only ever been 1 loss or 0. So that's that. Our only hope is to magically win out. But I mean, I'm not saying our season is over after, you know, 2 games or 3 games, but yeah, our season is kind of over after 3 games. Man, I don't know what happened to our defense. I mean, Auburn's no longer ranked. Georgia took a second loss. Not looking great here. Anyone else want to schedule? Did we get everyone? All right, cool. We got everyone. All right. So TCU only did a 200. They only did target player for Gibbs. So, no complaints there. It looks like OSU, if they continue doing ace pitch to Barr, they're just going to pull away for us on him pretty quickly. And he doesn't care about money at all. So it's going to be a problem. Old Dominion offered money to Gibbons. Uh-oh. Tulane offered a scholarship to Melton. It's not looking too bad, though. All right, at this point, not to be all doom and gloom, but our SEC hopes are done. Like, we would have to win out to even have a chance at making the SEC championship game. I don't think that's happening. So our only hope now is, beat the teams we can, get in a bowl game, Maybe try to finish 9-4 like we did last season, but man, it's looking a bit scary. Okay. Louisiana Tech, our former team. They're currently in the Mountain West after realignment. They beat ULM and Colorado State, lost to Utah State. They had a pretty difficult out of conference. They also scheduled LSU, who's ranked at the moment. Good for them. We're favored by 10 points at home. I have 3 recruits visiting. My hope is that they all commit after this. So I've never played my former team. Let's see what we got. Call heads. We will defer. Though, to be fair, with how our defense is playing, maybe deferring is the incorrect decision. There we go. Defense gets a stop. All right. Play action. Didn't really work. All right. We convert on 3rd and 5. That's big. I think third down conversions are huge because, again, South Carolina, we just didn't convert third downs a lot. And I think that's why our drives ended pretty quickly. Seems like an obvious statement, but a lot of how our team success is based on time of possession. So when we get outpossessed, it's a pretty big problem. That jet sweep did not work. 2 short passes, and Poon missed the field goal. I'm so done with this dude. Like, he's missing everything as Alex Palmer is tragically sacked. 4th and 1, we're going for it. And Brinkley fumbled. That's funny. Defense doesn't allow a yard and forces a punt. Man. There we go. The backup tight end getting 21 yards. And a 28-yard pass on 3rd and 12. Shout out Mauricio McMillian. Former transfer. Ryan Eccles dropped a pass. I don't want to talk about it. If I speak, etc., etc. There we go. Gregory with the touchdown. We're on the board, 7-0. There we go. 3rd and 13, and they convert. Come on, guys. And they missed a chip shot field goal. Nobody wants to win this game as we go 3 and out. Oh, sure. He missed a 20-yarder, but he makes the 49-yard one. Sure. Why not? There we go. 10-yard scramble. And nothing. All right. There we go. Jonah Boyle forces the fumble. Benjamin Gist recovers. There's no universe where I run the ball here. 3rd and 2 at the 4. We're going to take a shot. Slants. 1st and goal at the 1. QB sneak. Go. There we go. Palmer gets in for the touchdown. Okay. 53-yard kickoff return from Gregory to start the second half. That is what I like to see. We're up 14-3. Defense is doing good. Offensive line is sucking. That's beside the point. I'm not attempting a 50-yarder. As they get 3 straight first downs. Sure. Wow, they are just having their way with my defense. But they only settle for a field goal. Our 3rd down efficiency right now, we're 7 of 13. There we go. Nicholas Durham gets the sack, and they do 4 verts and get it with the running back. How upsetting. They punt, but who cares? It's the principle of the thing. And we punt. What a boring game. Imagine being in the rain in Tennessee And this is the game you're subject to. There should be riots. 41-yard pass to Davis Hines. Thank you, sir. 3 straight receptions for Hines, culminating in a touchdown. Very good. Defense gets a stop. Brian Eccles, I have a love-hate relationship with at this point. There we go. We get the 3rd and 7. We get that 3rd and 7. Oh, backups are in. I didn't even realize. There we go. I want the touchdown. There we go. Roger Navarrete with the touchdown pass from Finley, 28-6. And Cyrus Hodges with the game-ending pick. That'll do. All right, we win 28-6. Good bounce back win. Our offense looked a little shaky, but we got there eventually. Finley, 5 for 5, 30 yards, touchdown. That'll play. We did have a turnover again with the Brinkley fumble. Poon missed a field goal. He's killing me. But that's a good win. Defense also held them to 6 points. So quite happy with that win to get us back to 500. All right, Kellen Hanley is back. No commits. My plan did not work, folks. I got 560, 760 points with all these guys, but none of them committed, including Wade Allison, who I am 3,500 points ahead on. Sometimes this game is stupid. All right, so we're 4 games in. We're 2-2. We're bottom of our division, as discussed. Let's look at transfer risks. I'll just go by position. Quarterback, nobody. Running back, McNeil. So I like McNeil because he's got really good potential, but he's not very athletic. His ball security is a 72. And I got Harrison Walls behind him, who's very similar look. Aiden Walls, I mean, this is my last chance to redshirt him. I think I'm going to play him. Wide receiver, nobody is complaining. Tight end, no one's complaining. O-line, Harmon, who I'm redshirting. So that's a non-starter. Both Short and Royce Bell, which tracks. I mean, they should be start in a just world. They would be here at on the list, but Powers is allowed a sack. Clayton Love's allowed a sack. That's something I'll keep an eye on because both these guys are better at pass block. So that is something to keep in mind. D-line, Veal. I really don't want to lose Veal, but the D linemen ahead of him are just pretty high performing. Let's swap out him and Gist for a couple games, see what happens. But I really want Veal because he's got 92 strength, 85 block shed as a redshirt freshman. Linebacker, yeah, I don't see how anyone could complain. I have like 3 good ones. Corner, Simon Queen. I mean, even if I make him the 6th corner, he's not going to play a lot. Safety, nobody's complaining. Knowles. That's fair. I think we're just not going to play Knowles and let him transfer out of here. Yeah, and I mean, Poon has had his struggles, but his ratings are objectively better. So that's kind of a non starter. All right. Nothing too crazy in the transfer risks. I think losing both Short and Bell at O line could get shaky, but I have a lot of redshirt freshmen. I got some, or sophomores, I should say. I got some high potential guys below, so not the end of the world as we are in our bye week in week 5, which just feels terrible. Yeah, I mean, TCU, they're only doing target player for Gibbs. So, good news is we're going to catch them. Old Dominion, did they offer more money? They did. I mean, there's no point in me offering money since so many of my recruiting visits are late. I'd rather just see that out, go from there. All right. I'm a little annoyed that like Wade Allison hasn't committed. Like, come on, dude. No one else is interested in you. Like, let's not be silly. All right, we advance past the bye week. Very early bye week. I don't like it. My ideal bye week is a week 7 or week 8. Oh, now you commit, Wade. You couldn't have just committed like as you visited. Killing me, dude. But hey, got our first commit, JUCO tight end who may never play. Oh dear God. TCU beat Baylor in a classic. So they got 1,300 points. We're 2,000 behind on Gibbs. Okay. Well, you know what? I now see why TCU did target player. They were so confident in their ability to win that game. Oh, man. Okay. Well, now we're kind of at a crossroads moment where is it worth it to keep chasing? I think for now it is. But if TCU keeps like, if they go back to doing like ace pitches, then there's 0 point. South Carolina beat Tennessee and got 1,200 points for the other QB prospect I'm looking at, Curtis Fox. So we have been sniped on numerous players. In the spirit of that, let's press pause on everything and just look at QBs. Whoops, that I would be ahead on. For now, what about the 3 stars? Yeah, there's a few that not a lot of teams are interested in. Ooh, his overall just dropped from a 64 to a 61. I think we can all acknowledge that. I mean, he's very raw. Like he's got 53 accuracy. I don't know if that's might as well scout him fully. Yeah, he's got 60 overall, A minus potential. Like, you know what? Why not? Let's go. If you have 3 QBs, you have 0, as I always say. Oh boy. There was a famous time, I think in the first series I did on this channel, where in the transfer portal I offered scholarships to like 3 different QBs that no one was interested in. And all three of them said yes. And so I just had like this three musketeer quarterback group. That was a rather funny moment for us. But yeah, I mean, he's got A-minus potential. His last name is Meh. Like, let's address the elephant in the room. The man's last name is Meh. So he may not be very good, but I think still worth pursuing, especially if we lose out on Curtis Fox. And that's a big problem if we do that. Okay. Texas is 0-4. If we don't win this game of football, should the program be dissolved? They have lost to Army, Bama, Appalachian State, and A&M. Need I say more? They've allowed 20 sacks, and they've played 4 games. Okay. Okay. We're favored by 15.5 points. We're at home. I have beat Texas 2 out of 3 times we played them. If we don't win this game, the words I say to these players, I can't be held responsible for what I say to them. We will defer, as is our wont, in my humblest of opinions. I hear the doorbell. One moment, please. Apologies for that, everyone. All right. We have the worst special teams in the nation. 81-yard kickoff return. Just why? Why do you do this to me? And they get a touchdown on 3rd and 7. And Palmer is picked. Well, okay. And they get a 42-yard pass, and they're already at the 1-yard line. I'm staying goal line. I don't care. Okay. We're going to have a team meeting on the middle of the field to address this horrendous situation. Texas is 0-4, folks, and we're down 10-0. Embarrassing. I am embarrassed. Like, I think at this point, fans would be calling for my job. There we go. We convert on 3rd and 2 at the 7. Brinkley runs it in. We're on the board. I'm feeling a little bit okay. Braden Almanza with the pick. We're back. And Eccles goes backwards. He's dead to me. We'll kick the field goal. All right, tie ball game. Okay. What a wild first half that was. My decision to blitz there on 3rd and 9 was probably a poor one. But these guys need to get a stop one of these days. There we go. Tackle for a loss. Incomplete on 4th down. Texas turns it over. All right. Our defense has locked in a bit. 1st and goal at the 6. Slants doesn't work. 3rd and goal at the 2. Let's run it. Brinkley gets the touchdown. Okay. Now our offense has remembered how to play the great game of football. Our defense, however, is still struggling, and Texas has tied it up. And we punt. There we go. Good tackle for a loss from Chu. There we go, Gregory. 68-yard return to the 23. 58 seconds. All 3 timeouts. Let's get in that end zone And we do. Costello with the touchdown. All right, they punt. So, good news is, since we had that terrifying first like 5 minutes, we've outscored them 24-7. So that's good. Bad news is we dug such a big hole that it took an entire half to get out of it. And we punt. All right, I need to chill with the four verts. All right, they missed the field goal, which is big. Who knew I'd be saying that against an 0-4 team? All right, we convert 4th and 2. We are 2-7 on 3rd down. Palmer is sacked. We convert 3rd and 5, though. I'm going to run it once. Gets me 1 single yard. Thank you for that, Brian. I'll kick the field goal. Man. There we go. Defense gets an immediate stop. Gregory, like, is going to go in the Ring of Honor solely for his special teams, like his kick return ability. Solely for that. There we go. We're in the red zone again. Brinkley runs it in. Okay, I think we're good. It's just rather infuriating that if they didn't have like those first 2 immaculate drives, we would be crushing them right now by an insane amount. Brian Eccles, 21-yard rush. 3rd and 7. Let's throw it. Incomplete. Brady makes the field goal. And Cyrus Nash, backup safety with the pick as the backups are in on offense. Texas is calling timeouts. I'm not quite sure why, but I'm not going to question it. QB Neal, please. Field goal for Pride. There we go. Okay, so after they scored 10 points in the first 5 minutes, we outscored them 40-10 the rest of the way. That's encouraging. What's not encouraging is the fact that we still had the turnover. I think our run game, I mean, I didn't run it all that much, to be honest. Like Eccles had 11 carries, Walls had 6. Some of those were garbage time. Brinkley only had 4. Roger had 12 catches for 94 yards. Oh, boy. Perfect day from Brady. 4 of 4 on field goals, 4 of 4 extra points. It's good from him. Look at Roger. Look at our JUCO guy. Getting all the love. All right. I mean, that's a game we should be blowing out Texas. And we kind of did. We just got off to like the worst start imaginable. But hey, a win is a win. And after what happened to Oklahoma and South Carolina, beggars, choosers. No! Roger! And his red shirt just got burned because he appeared in 5 games. Yeah, 8 weeks. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, that's so annoying. Right after his red shirt burns. I mean, he's out for the season. Like, man, he was on pace for like 100 targets, 90 catches. So now I have a problem because Colin Chang is still out for 4 weeks. I think I'm going to rip the red shirt off of Felipe Bose for the 4 games until Colin Chang gets healthy again. He'll be my 6th receiver. So Mauricio McMillan is going to see some more time. Man, that hurt. Desmond Covington got out 2 weeks. I'm still honestly going to leave him there. Well, no, I'll make him inactive, and then that'll stop the snap count. Yeah. So Adon Short can get some reps. Well, that that was rough. That was a kind of rude awakening there. Uh yeah, TCU, I mean, they're only doing target player. So we theoretically could catch them. Not saying we will, but theoretically we could. We'll see. We're falling behind on a lot of guys though, which is a problem. But listen, we have a lot of late visits. South Carolina, 1,000 points for Will Bernard. Ow. Yeah, they might get him now, which is rough. That Auburn game is going to be insane for recruiting. Wish I had more pitches. It's really the crux of the issue. Stanford had their visit and they got 800 points. They also played in a classic, but we're still a little bit ahead and we have the second visit. So I'm not too concerned about losing out on Carmine. Yeah, I'm falling behind on a lot. Oh man. And we don't have another home game until that Duke game in week 10. That's not good. I'm a little scared. All right, so we're going to get up against our rival, Tennessee. They're 4-2. Losses to Arkansas and South Carolina. They beat FAU, Georgia, Southern Miss, and A&M. They beat A&M 34-0. Good God. Well, I'm officially scared. They're really good against the pass, less so against the run. Not a single 4th down has been converted against them. They're at home. They're favored by 7. They have 6 recruits visiting. So far in the sim, kind of, split results. They beat me 3 times. I beat them twice. We'll see what happens here. Tails never fails. Remember that, folks. Tails never fails. No, heads. They elected to receive, though, so it's fine. No, they converted on 3rd and 1. I had such high hopes. And they convert on 3rd and 10. I'm not doing cover 4 quarters. You know what? Maybe I should have, as they got 18 yards. Man. They converted what? 3 third downs on that drive? Our defense could not get off the field there. All right. Well, we got a lot of young guys in at wide receiver finally. Costello's moved up in the depth chart. Bose is going to play. I'm kind of scared. Palmer is sacked. Not good. We convert to 3rd and 9. That's big to Costello. That run went legitimately nowhere. 3rd and 3. We convert. Thank you, Christian Vaughn. Davis Hines gets me to the 2. QB sneak. Touchdown. Tie ball game. 3rd and 10. Come on, defense. There we go. Finally gets a stop. 15-yard punt return from Gregory. Let's party. Never mind. The party is stopped. 4th and 5. Let's go for it. And we get it. The first 4th down conversion against Tennessee this season. And it was a 4th and 5. Oh, boy. There we go. Brian Eccles gets me the first, and Gregory gets me the touchdown. We're up by 7. Defense gets a stop. Good punt return from Gregory. I'm liking where we're at. And Palmer is sacked. We punt. Diego Pierce, tackle for loss. Come on. Tennessee. What happened? Oh, man. Suddenly, this has turned into a defensive brawl. There we go. Tackle for a loss. Incomplete. Our defense has Tennessee's number. Our offense just needs to put points on the board as Oscar Costello drops a pass, killing me. Felipe, the true freshman, 8-yard reception. And the other Felipe with the touchdown pass. Why is my running back in it wide receiver? You know what? I'm not going to ask questions. All right, we're up 21-7. Very good. They convert the 3rd and 1. All right, they punt. I am just going to run the clock out. Okay, we're up by 14. Our defense is doing very good. I think our offense just needs to not shoot itself in the foot. We'll be okay. 3rd and 1. I'm going to get cheeky. We're doing goal line halfback dive. Walls gets me there. There we go. Christian Van, 16 yards. We're moving. Costello gets me the first. I'm liking how our offense is finally doing. There we go. Costello touchdown. We're up by 21. We have scored 28 unanswered points. Tackle for a loss. Samuel Baird. Tennessee punts. We'll punt on 4th and 4 there. 3rd and 5. Let's blitz. Let's be aggressive. Oh, they got us. Jonah Boyle with the sack, though. Tennessee has to settle for a field goal. 3rd and 2. I'm going to run it. Brian Eccles gets me the first. There we go. All right, now we're just going to run the ball with impunity. Play action failed. 49. I'm just going to punt. Yeah, we burned him at the 7. And they convert on 3rd and 9. Why they got to ruin my fun? Backups are now in on defense, which is probably why they're driving down the field with a will. But they fail to convert 4th and 4. There we go. Mauricio McMillan with the 11-yard reception. Oh, and the play action gets me 15. Tennessee. What's happening? Felipe Bose is getting more receptions thrown his way. Incomplete. Dang. All right, we'll punt. All right, we beat our rival 28-10. That'll do. That'll do. I think after that first drive, our defense was immaculate. Run game did pretty good. Palmer was electric. 3 touchdowns, 200 yards. True freshman Felipe Bose, 4 catches, 21 yards in his college debut. Defense got 10 tackles for a loss. Tennessee only got 2 on us. That's a massive. Very good. We only had Only had to punt a couple times, I think, after that very depressing second quarter. But yeah, I think defense did great. Offense did well enough. No turnovers. We beat our rival, and that gets us a donor goal achieved for beating Tennessee. So that's money in the bank, which we love to see. And Samuel Griffin's hurt. Quit injuring my O lineman. Oh no, it is dropping Covington's percentage. All right, hold on. Then I can't afford that then. Um, so Griffin takes a hit, but he's still really, really good. So I think I'll have him drop to 4. Covington's back in at 5, which drops Short and Royce again. All right, Clayton's only allowed that. He hasn't allowed a sack since I looked last time. So I think our guys are doing pretty okay. That's annoying about Covington. I thought it wouldn't impact his snap percentage if he was moved to inactive, but I suppose I was wrong. He's also not playing that great anyway. So there is that. Oh, OSU had their visit with Barr. They lost to Purdue. Ha 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 ha. Look at Purdue. And I said they were like the worst team in the country by how bad we beat them, and they just beat OSU. Good on you, lads. Well done. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get Will Bernard without offering a decent amount of money. And I don't know if he's worth that much. I mean, they're still doing the best pitch they can for him. So there is that. But like, I'm going after Casey Atkinson. I really need Bernard that badly. I think I'll keep doing ace pitch in case South Carolina switches to target. Yeah, we're falling behind on a lot of these guys. Not good. Yeah, we're about to get leaped on McDaniel. Yikes. But a lot of this is simply that we haven't had our visits yet for a lot of these guys. Let me just look if there's any 3 stars that might be worth looking at. So far, the answer is proving to be no. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. We're about an hour 20 in. I think we'll do a couple more games. So might do the Bama game. We'll see how long Florida takes. Speaking of which, hello, Florida. So they're 5-2. They've lost to LSU and South Carolina. They did beat Georgia, who is no longer ranked. Georgia's 3-4. God, if we didn't fumble that game away to Oklahoma, man. All right, Florida. So they have the best offense in the country in terms of talent. Let's just acknowledge that. They're second in yards per game, third in pass yards per attempt. Their defense is a bit shaky against the pass, so They're second in the country in third down conversion rate. All right, this could become a shootout. And we're okay in shootouts. They have 9 recruits visiting, including a random 2-star who does not look very good. Why? I don't know why Florida is swimming in those waters, but who knows? All right, they beat us in year 2, but then we beat them both in the past 2 years. So let's see how we do here. This is a big game, I think. We're pretty evenly matched, but they have the best offense in the country in terms of talent. And they're already in Vandy territory. I'm not scared at all. There we go. Nicholas Durham forces and recovers the fumble. That's huge. That could be the only turnover we get this game. We need to capitalize. There we go. Couple good plays. We're at the 26. Let's run it. Success. We're in the red zone. Very good, very good, very good. That run play was stopped dead in its tracks. There we go. Damian Perry touchdown off the slant. We're up 7-0. They have a great. Our special teams sucks. 3rd and 6. Incomplete. They punt. And their punter burns us at the 5. Very good punt there. We do get a first down, so it matters not. 2nd and 3, let's run it once. We convert. Thank you, Brinkley. We're moving with a pretty consistent will as the true freshman Felipe Bose gets the catch. There we go. We convert the 2nd and 6. 4th and 1 of the 17. I mean, I'm going to go for it. Nope. They stopped the QB sneak. That was such a good drive. That was 14 plays, 78 yards. We took 7 minutes off the clock. Couldn't do nothing. 44-yard reception to Gregory. Let's go. And Brian Eccles, 43 yards, touchdown. We're up 14-0. That was a bad call to blitz there. 3rd and 10. They stumble and punt. All right. 4 verts there was inspired. Didn't work. We punt. Why did I do engage 8 there? See the AI. They're trying to get me. There we go. Calvin Beasley with the pick. The AI still doesn't understand that I should be in up tempo right now, but it's fine. 3rd and 2. Let's pass. Incomplete. No, I'll punt. That's so annoying. There we go. Okay. I now have a minute 10. All 3 timeouts. Let's see if we can't make something happen here. Pass is dropped by Davis Hines. That's hurtful. No, Palmer is sacked. We punt. End of half. Good half. I think, man, this drive where we turned it over on downs after driving all the way down the field, that hurt to get nothing out of that. Palmer is sacked. They're starting to get to him. Ooh, they're going for it on 4th and 3. Blitz, send the house. They only get 2. Very good. Our defense continues to pitch a shutout. 3rd and 1. Halfback dive. Eccles gets it. Good man. The number 1 offense in the country in terms of talent is being held to 0 points. That'll do. 3rd and 3. We get the conversion. That's massive. First and goal at the 6. Second and goal at the 2. Aiden Walls touchdown. We're up 21-0. Enrique Vincente with the sack. They convert on 3rd and 12. Unlucky. 49-yard field goal. Man, why is every kicker against me suddenly the second coming of Justin Tucker? And sacked. Oh, no, they muffed the punt. Florida. Guys, what's happening? What are we on 3rd down? 3 of 9. Yeah, we're not doing good on 3rd down. Brinkley loses 2. 3rd and 2, we're going to pass. There we go. Perry gets me to the 6. And Gregory with the touchdown off the slant. 28-3. And they rip off a pretty big pass there. And they miss the field goal. Back in business, folks. And ain't it grand? As our backups are in the game. And we punt. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, another fumble. Simon Queen, the corner, forces and recovers. Well done there. I would like another field goal, please. All right, we beat Florida 31-3. This just makes our loss to Oklahoma even more annoying. We won 31-3. They had 4 turnovers. The best offense in terms of talent. We picked them off once, forced 3 fumbles, and held them to 3 points. That'll do very nicely, folks. That'll do very nicely. Very good. Only 3 tackles for loss and 1 sack. So we didn't get them that bad defensively. They just could never go anywhere. Then when they tried, they turned it over. So all things considered, pretty good day. Brian Eccles had over 100 yards, got a touchdown. Happy for him. We're 5-2. Man, that Oklahoma loss is so infuriating. All we had to do was not fumble. So what does Aiden Walls do? Fumbles. Oh my, quit injuring my players. Well, Felipe, I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to redshirt you now. Yeah, I'm going to redshirt him now, and River Boyd is going to get some playing time at corner. Man, they're killing me out there. I've had so many wide receivers get injured. What were the other ones? Connor Bowie and Xander Richard. I mean, Connor Bowie, that's easy. He's just going to go inactive for a week. Xander Richard, we don't really have the linebacker depth. I mean, he's still better than Jorge. So I think I'm just going to keep him there where he is and kind of go from there. I'm so annoyed that it nuked Covington's snap percentage when he sat out that game. Like, I moved him to an active. Theoretically, it shouldn't count. Look at this. Look at this, people. My team is the walking wounded. It's not great. Okay. So, let's look at recruiting. Oh, Washington's taken their foot off the gas for Atkinson. Something to monitor. Holy moly, Florida State got 1,000 points. And that's even with having too many other QB visitors. They could have had 1,200. They're winning against Wake Forest. I'm now 1,600 behind. I don't think we're going to get Gibbs, but I'm going to leave him there just on the hilarity off chance that we get like, I mean, how many points would we even need? We would need like 1,300, which is kind of rough. Yeah, like we're out of pitches for guys. Like even that we're behind on. Sykes might commit soon. Well, means Memphis is probably going to get him because I'm not going to offer money for him. That's a bit annoying. All right, I think I might have to look. So right now, let's say like Tristan Calhoun. Wow. Well, that was grim. Yeah, recruiting might get pretty ugly here. I think what makes this winning streak of ours all the more infuriating is like we fumbled that Oklahoma win away. Like we had it. We had it in the bag. We probably had like a 90% chance of winning that game. We fumbled it away. Oh, infuriating. All right. Well, now we face Alabama 6-1. Their only loss to South Carolina, who is currently undefeated, number one in the country, 8-0. Bama 6-1. We're only the third ranked team they're going to face. And what a surprise. I mean, they're great against the rush. They suck against the pass. They're bottom 30 in the country in opposing pass yards per game. It's a shame half my wide receivers are injured. Well, they're 100% on fourth downs. It's pretty good. Oh, boy. They're favored by 4. They have 7 recruits visiting, none of whom I really care about. So far, the only time I beat Bama was in year 1. Every other time, they have smoked us. Famously, we lost to them in the playoffs when we had 1 interception, 2 fumbles from Clayton Harmon. The only times he fumbled in his entire 2 years at Vandy was in that playoff game. Vengeance will be ours. We won the toss. We will obviously defer, as is our one. Hey, we didn't allow a massive kick return, but we did allow a third down conversion. All right. Bama punted. Let the record show we forced at least 1 punt. As Brian Eccles goes backwards, but we convert the 3rd and 3. Thank you. 2nd and 1. Let's just run it. River Boyd is catching passes for the first time in his career. Mauricio McMillan's catching passes. Man, we are the walking wounded team. 3rd and goal at the 1. Very simple. Brian Eccles runs it in, touchdown. They convert the 3rd and 5. Okay, so turns out the all-out blitzes did not work, and Bama has a touchdown. And we go 3 and out. Ugh. Calvin Beasley, if you want to complain about playing time, I'm going to need you to get a stop there. But instead, he didn't. Bama gets 3. Damian Perry fumbles. And they get their touchdown. All right. Well, we went from being up 7-0 to now suddenly them scoring 17 unanswered points. Jet sweep was not what I wanted to call there, and we punt. There we go. Come on, defense. Ugh, my God. They are killing us on third down. And Palmer is picked. Fair enough. Well, we've had worse first halves, I'm sure of it, but none come to mind. We're down 24-7 and immediately go 3-and-out again. This game might single handedly ruin our third down percentage. They convert on 3rd and 1. They have our number. All right. They missed the field goal. And Palmer is sacked. And then Perry drops the third down pass. Fair enough. 26-yard pass. Yeah. This game's over. Palmer is sacked again, this time by the corner. And he's picked. Hey, the free safety zone blitz actually worked that time. Who knew? Yeah. I think, unfortunately, to beat Bama, we pretty much need like an S rank performance from everyone, and we did not get it. We're 3 of 10 for third down now. And they get a 46-yard rush. Fair enough. And they got the touchdown. Well, this was a depressing loss. Man, might as well keep blitzing. Like, they're still converting every third down. They were 14 of 19 on third down. We scored 7 points on our opening drive and never scored again. That was depressing. I mean, I didn't run it that much. Eccles ran it 7 times. Brinkley ran it 5, but like we just could not get anything going. No sacks defensively. Yeah. Well, that officially eliminates us from SEC championship contention, even though that was pretty much done like when we lost to Oklahoma. So yeah, that sucked. Another wide receiver is injured. Man alive. I mean, good news is Connor Bowie is back. All right, let's take quick stock. So Baird in coverage is getting shelled. Bowie in coverage is doing great, so he's number 1. Beasley in coverage is doing okay. Hodges is doing beautifully. I'm going to swap him and Baird for a game. Pettit is getting crushed. Combs has only been targeted twice. I'm going to put Simon Queen ahead of Pettit. Pettit's going to drop to 6. Combs is done. Like, they're not throwing to him. There's really no point in having him out there. Almanza is now out for 5 games. So there is that. Cash Quinn's going to be my number 1 safety. I'm not going to rip the red shirt off either of these guys. They can just sit and chill. That's rough for Almanza. I mean, that's essentially his season over. And he was having a pretty good season. But yeah, I mean, he can't cover anybody anymore. Sure, he can tackle, but 56 man, 75 zone. I can't do that. All right, and now you're telling me Damian Perry is hurt. My God. I got Felipe Bose, who's hurt and redshirting. I got Roger, who's out for the season. I got Colin Chang who's out for a week. I'm going to bring Colin Chang back a game early. And what do I want to do? I think Perry is just going to drop to 5. Chang goes to 5. Yeah, so Perry is 6. River Boyd will always have those few catches. Now, Mauricio McMillan started the year being my wide receiver 7. He is now my wide receiver 4 due to injuries. Like, look at this, man. What do you want me to do here? What do you want me to do? Because I don't know. All right. Okay, we need to take a good long look at some of these guys we're behind on and if it's worth pursuing. So, Gabriel Gibbs, I have 2 more weeks after this one until the visit. We're 1,400 points behind. I'm going to keep going for him. Barr, I think I have to keep going. Also, Auburn is 2-6. Throwing that out there. Atkinson, I'll keep going. Will Bernard, I think, like, even if I offer him 500,000, right? That gets me 233 combined with an ace pitch. They're still going to be like 300 ahead. So South Carolina is going to get Will Bernard. I think he's going to be a pretty good running back, provided that potential doesn't drop. So he's off the list. Old Dominion had their visit with Gibbons. It went pretty well. They got 540. So now we're pretty behind on him. But we have the upcoming visit, actually this week. So I definitely want to give a good pitch. Swift, we're going to keep going for. Sykes, I mean, he might just commit in this Memphis visit. We'll see. Dante Clark, I got to keep fighting with. Yeah, and then these guys. I think I just fundamentally I went after too many defensive backs, and I think that really hurt the recruiting aspect of things. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I mean, most of like from I would say from Goodman up, maybe even Barry up, we're guaranteed to get. So that's 9. Everyone else, we're in a pretty decent fight for. Melton, I think we should get. It looks like Tulane is taking their foot off the gas. So we'll see how that plays. All right, final game of this episode. We're going to play Duke. We went through 9 games today. It's kind of crazy. Feels a bit nuts. All right, Duke. So good news, they're ranked. So another ranked game for us. They've lost to Syracuse and Wake Forest. They've pummeled almost everyone else. Oh my. So they're bottom like 25 in pass yards per game, but they're 8th in pass yards per attempt. They only have 4 turnovers all season. They're pretty good running the ball. They're very good stopping the run. They got a top 10 defense in stopping the run. Yeah, it looks like their defense is very, very good. So this could be a mud fight. How do our numbers look? Oh, they're pitiful. We only have 12 sacks all season. Man. Yeah, our running game just doesn't really exist, which is a problem. Hashtag analysis. Okay. Here we go. We're at home against Duke. We're favored by 4. We have 7 recruits visiting, 3 of whom we're currently behind on, fighting with other teams. We'll see how that goes. Looks like we may get Curtis Fox in our building if this goes well. So far in the sim, looks like Duke destroyed Vandy in the season that got their coaching staff fired and me in the door. So I have time to pay my respects by beating them by 17 points. Duke wins the toss. They elect to defer. All right. So we start with the ball with a sweep. 11 yards. Davis Hines gets me 20. Felipe Brinkley gets me the first. All right, let's keep it moving. The sack there. Bit grim. And Oscar Costello over the middle for the touchdown. Very good. Oscar Costello, could quietly become one of the just great receivers on our team in a year. Very happy we were able to get him in recruiting. All right. 3rd and 4. Duke converts. 3rd and 5. Tackle for a loss. They punt. All right. Let's take it slow. We're going to run the ball a bunch. So I think this is the team to do it against. Get our run game going. Burn a truly biblical amount of clock. There we go. McMillan gets me to the 1. Halfback dive. Eccles. Touchdown. Very good. How long was that drive? 7 minutes 15. Not bad. Diego Pierce, tackle for a loss. Oh, a bad decision to blitz there. They got me there. Ooh, they almost got the conversion. All right, they kick a field goal. I'm not mad at that. Brian Eccles losing 3 yards. I'm a little mad at, dare I say. And we punt. All right, Duke punts. We're sacked again. They are getting to Palmer. Let's see if we can get him with a screen. So it lost 4 yards. We punt. Duke is driving. They're down to 1 timeout, though. All right, they punt. I mean, we might as well try to get in field goal range. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Yeah, we're 1 of 4 on 3rd down. We just can't get out of our own way sometimes. Overall, though, not a bad first half. And then they rattle off a 60-yard touchdown pass. That's what I get for doing cover 2 drop. My most hated play. That's what I deserve. All right, 3rd and 8 conversion. That's huge. 24-yard pass is good. Now we run the ball. Freckles, no, he's not making a 52-yarder. I think 48 conservatively is his limit. Anything else, and realistically, he's not making. They convert on 3rd and 9 and on 3rd and 8. Unbelievable. I specifically target all these man corners. They just get hort. Ooh, if we don't convert that 3rd and 6, Duke would have phenomenal field position. Slants. Didn't work. Slants again. Didn't work that time either. 3rd and 9. They convert. And Diego Pierce forces and recovers a fumble. Thank you, Diego. I might give you a plaque. Colin Chang injured catching passes. Oh, my God. Let's observe this for a moment, shall we? 2nd goal at the 1. Brian Eccles loses a yard. 3rd and 2. Brinkley, 0 yards. I may have said in goal there. Clearly, it's not in goal, but you get the point. 4th and 2. I'm going to kick a field goal. My argument being 4th and 2 there. My running back's been inconsistent today. I'd rather take the higher chance to go up by 7 and hope our defense can get a stop, which they do. Okay. 4th and 4, we punt. And remember, one of the donor goals was to pass for 250 yards against Duke. I don't think we're getting that. Connor Bowie, however, does get the interception to give us the ball back. Let me confirm. Yeah, pass for 250 yards. So I don't think we're getting that one. 4th and 5 at the 44. No, I'll punt. All right, we punt. We burn them at the 9. They call a timeout. I'm going to blitz. 4th and 3. I'm going to assume they pass. They do, and they got the first. All right. Clutch sack from Maximus there. 3rd and 13. I am not going to do a blitz. 4th and 13. If they don't convert, that's game. And that's game. I am naturally, though, still going to try my hardest to get in the end zone for pride. Calling the same play twice in a row. That's the madman I am. There we go, Gregory. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. I would like a timeout, please. I would like to attempt a field goal, please. And it's good. All right. We win 2010. We don't get the donor goal of 250 pass yards. We didn't even really come close. But that is what it is. And I mean, offensively, we weren't good. Like, we scored 14 points in our first 2 drives and then didn't score again until 11 and a half minutes left in the game. So if Duke's offense was even somewhat competent, they should have won this game. But that is what it is. I think Palmer didn't do great. Eccles, Brinkley were both solid. Costello was targeted 10 times. He was like my wide receiver 6 to start the year. Oh, my team is just the walking wounded. Only 1 sack again. Yeah, our defense has not done well in that department. But hey, what can you do? We do get the win. Unfortunate that we don't get the donor goal, but that is what it is. It's not that we didn't get it. We didn't get close. We were more than 50 yards short. Yay. All right. So Connor Chang is fully healed. He's upset about playing time. Okay, Colin, you've been injured with a major injury since week 2. Miss me with that. Please. Let's be serious here. What an idiot. All right. And then Richard is back to full strength, but I never moved him down anyway. So that is fine. That brings my injured list down to 5, 3 of whom my wide receivers fighting for their life. Yep. No dice on that donor goal. I mean, it's only the bronze, so not the end of the world, but that is what it is. No commits from the recruiting visit. Pretty good results. 830, 930, 1,000 for Curtis Fox. So we are going to get the QB recruit in the building. Yeah, I mean, that's about the best you can hope for. That pretty much guarantees we get all 7 of these guys. It does make me seem a little silly for going after 3 quarterbacks, including the hilariously named Michael Meh. But I mean, Curtis Fox is loyal, so he's never going to transfer. And It's looking like we're not going to get Gibbs. I think that is seeming like an almost certainty. We're going to have to beat Auburn in like a classic to even have a chance. So we'll see. All right. So of the 22 recruits, we're ahead on 14 of them now, which is nice. Uh-oh. Atkinson might commit soon. If you commit before our visit, I am scheduling Washington and I'm just going to beat him again. If this man commits this week, I can't be held responsible for the words I said. Auburn, of course, they won. They beat Nevada, got 500 points on Swift, which is not good. It is going to be kind of funny if I just live in a world where I'm going to get all four safeties. But it's looking like Swift is not going to be an option. Sykes might commit soon. And again, he's visiting Memphis this week. So, I mean, if they get him, they get him. It's not the end of the world. He's not that. I mean, he's just a speed demon with high potential, of which I'm also going for Goodman. So that is that. Looks like we are going to get Gibbons definitely, which is nice. We're far ahead on Brock now. IU still has their visit against Michigan State, but 850 cushion. We'll see if that is enough. Hopefully it is, but you never know. All right, so we're 6-3 after 9. Obviously, the Oklahoma loss is still the one that we should have won, and we literally fumbled the game away. All right, let's check in. So, player promises. Beasley wanted 40% of snaps. He's at 43. Covington, 60%. He's at 61. Brady promised to be our starting kicker, and he obviously is. Donor goals. We got one gold secure. We missed on the bronze. The other gold we need. We're 1 percentage point above the threshold of third down conversion. We have 48. We need 47. QB all conference. I don't think Palmer is going to get it. I don't think he's going to finish. I don't think he's going to finish with the yardage or the touchdowns. You know, maybe if I'm lucky and somehow he gets like 7 touchdowns in his last 3 games, maybe he has a shot, but I doubt he gets all SEC. His overall is also lower, which for whatever reason that does factor into all conference. Linebacker earn all conference. I think our only hope is if one of Richard or Haney gets a bunch of tackles for a loss and a couple more interceptions. But or turnovers. But right now, I mean, we don't have the sack numbers. Like, I think that has legitimately been one of the most surprising parts of the season. We only have 13 sacks through 9 games, which is horrendous. Horrendous, I tell you. Number 2, strength of schedule. Wonder who number 1 is. But no, I think overall the season has gone well. However, we fumbled away a sure win to Oklahoma. We should have beaten South Carolina and just couldn't score down the stretch. I think if those results go a different way, maybe we're in the running for the division. But, I mean, South Carolina's undefeated. Bam only has the 1 loss, and they killed us. So, unlikely that'll happen. A 5-4 Georgia being ranked 19th is an actual travesty. Like, I'm 6-3 and ranked 16th, which even I think that's a little shaky. But come on. Like, who has Georgia beaten? They've beaten Tulsa. who are currently 4-5. They've beaten Louisiana, who's currently 4-5. They beat Arkansas, who has since lost. They lost 4 out of 5 in this skid. They're out of the rankings. They beat Auburn, who has yet to win a single game in the SEC, and they just beat a bad Mountain West team. Like Georgia hasn't beaten anyone, and yet somehow they're ranked 19th. I do not understand it. I will not pretend to understand it. If I see a single undefeated team out of the top 25, I'm having words. Rutgers is 8-1. They're ranked 40th. Like I know they're in the MAC. They're no longer the Big Ten, but come on. Shout out Rutgers. Oh boy. All right. But that is where I will end this episode. I do think what I predicted 2 episodes ago when we turned down the Oklahoma job is true. That in order for us at Vandy to win the SEC or even make the championship game, we have to be perfect. And we just don't have the talent for that. So a bowl game right now is guaranteed. We're 6-3. So, we'll see how we finish. I would like to go 3-0, but we'll see what Georgia has in store. That Auburn game is huge for recruiting. I mean, we have 9 guys visiting, of whom one is a 5-star, 4 4-stars, 3 of which we're behind on. Like, this game is going to be massive when we next get to it. But that is a spectacle for another day. So, thank you all for watching. I'll have one more episode of this series this week, and then also one more of the Colorado Rockies rebuild on the Our Park Baseball series. And then we'll keep on moving. So, thank you all for watching. I will see you next time.